Here we go. Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary here on my channel. I'm going to do a live commentary alone with you guys today, and on the 2018 action blockbuster that came out about 2 years ago, Mission Impossible Fallout. This was going to be an event for most of my friends on the Nerd Pack, but I decided, you know what? You want something done, you got to do it yourself. Plus, I like to be alone sometimes to see movies like this. I love this movie. It was in my top 3 of 2018. It's got a lot of action. It's very freaking entertaining. It's the Dark Knight of the Mission Impossible movies. The action is off the charts spectacular. Absolutely. It's a little bit too long, but I'll get to that. This is not a review. I've reviewed this movie on my channel, so if you want to check my thoughts on it, go ahead. I just got to the menu. I'm at 0.4 seconds. There's no post-credit scene, so this will be over soon. I'm going to start it right now. So here comes Mission Impossible Fallout, guys. I hope you enjoy. And you can join me in the chat if you want to, right here. So this is it, man. Bad Robots production, one of the best sequels of 2018. I saw this in theaters the day before it came out. It was an event. They gave me like a playbill, and I got to see it early, and the crowd was electric. I mean, it was a packed crowd for sure. I got my popcorn right here, so I can eat during this. Oh, there will be spoilers here, you know. Yeah, this is a dream sequence, guys. And by the way, this is the same villain from the last movie, Solomon Lane, played by what's his face? Sean Harris. Yeah, the same guy with the voice like this. And this is when he's trying to remarry his wife from the third movie, Michelle Monaghan. It's good to see her back because we hadn't seen her since 4. Yep, Thanos snapped them away, and this came out the same year as Infinity War. Of course, we knew Ethan wasn't going to die in the first 5 minutes. I mean, come on. Even the feel of this movie feels like The Dark Knight. You have a dark opening. The hero's, by himself, like in The Dark Knight. How old are you, Milos? I'm 35. In case you want to know. Because I love these kinds of movies. This is the kind of films I miss seeing in the theater. It's been months since I've seen an epic sequel like this. The last one was Bad Boys 3. That wasn't like The Dark Knight because it was very comical and more modern. This feels a lot like it. I usually don't say my age on Facebook because, I don't want people to think I'm a pedophile, which I'm not. I like young girls, but they have to be at least 18 or older. So back to the movie. Movie's awesome. It's got a very intricate plot. It's very action-packed. There's a lot of crazy things. This movie has the first F-bomb in a PG-13 Mission Impossible movie. So, in-your-face X-Men movies, this movie did it better. It's not wasted. Henry Cavill says it later in the film, about an hour and 22 minutes in. I know, I counted. Epidemic, I don't want to hear that word again. After this, I don't want to go through it. John Lark, a.k.a. Henry Cavill's character. Did you go to college? Yes, I did. I just haven't gone this year because of the lockdown. Yeah, 3 metal balls. I bet the apostles are going to show up in the last movie. When, yes, I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible 7 and 8 in the next 2 years if the world doesn't blow up, because I really want to see those movies. I've been waiting so long. This was one of the best sequels of 2018, right behind Avengers: Infinity War. But the ending in this movie is better. And no, Milos, I'm not going to be saying my address here because I don't get my address out on the internet. I'm precautious. We'll self-destruct in 5 seconds. The one thing I hate in this movie is Vanessa Kirby. That's what I've been saying since my review. She's not needed in the movie. She makes the movie too long, and she does nothing. At least the other Brits in this movie, like Cavill and Sean Harris is the villain mainly. He's and also Simon Pegg. They actually do something in the movie. What does this girl do? She stabs a guy in the neck. She talks to Ethan. She kisses him, and then she captures the villain at the end. There's your character. So deep. Please. Black Widow's going to be way better than her. I just don't like her face either. Looks like if Julianne Hough was British and had a bigger nose. Even the conversations in this movie feel like The Dark Knight. Plus, this is the only franchise that has one bad sequel, but it kept getting better after that. 2 was awful. I saw it twice and I hated it. Fox killed Fantastic Four. I know. That's why they're owned by Disney now, and they'll do it better. Because after what happened with the last movie, it was so boring. Dead serious doesn't mean it needs to be boring. This movie is not a comedy, but it's freaking awesome. It's shot well. I can see what's going on. And can you please give Ving Rhames something to do in these movies? He barely does any fighting. I know he's older than Cruise, but come on. Even Benji shot somebody in the 4th one. That one I'm going to do a podcast for probably in August. Because I did Rogue Nation with my friend a little bit and then by myself. I like the locations in these movies mostly. And if people say, oh, you know who you are. Oh, but Ilsa Faust is like has it both ways. I'm like, no, she's unpredictable. She's an anti-hero. You don't know what she's going to do next. Elsa was the same way in Frozen. In the first movie, she hurts her sister twice. A real princess would not do that. I love that character, but I'm like saying she makes mistakes and she doesn't know her own strength. Some people don't know what she's capable of. Again, these movies don't have to have SJW agendas for the women. They can be tough without having superpowers coming out of their ass. And you know who I'm talking about. I really enjoy these movies. Like the 3rd one, it's the only good movie J.J. Abrams ever directed that he didn't fuck up. Because Star Trek, he made it too many lens flares. Sorry. I hated Force Awakens. I didn't see The Rise of Skywalker. I refused to. This is a better freaking movie. This has a lot in it, but it's a coherent plot. You can't tell me that movie had a long freaking running time because of a coherent plot. There is no plot. It's just a MacGuffin movie. They got to get this to this and go here and go there and then do this and this and that. It's the same freaking thing as this movie, except done worse. This is done better. 3 balls and they got to protect it from freaking Solomon Lane. Yeah. This has a lens flare, but it's not making me blind. Yeesh. What's your least favorite superhero movie? One of them is Batman and Robin. Is one of them. And I don't count direct-to-video movies or TV movies because those are not on the same level. Say Batman and Robin, Superman 4, Catwoman, a lot of DC stuff, but there's also Marvel movies I hated too, like Venom, I hated it. Fantastic Four 2015. I hated it. Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Nah. And this movie, unlike the Bond movies, is not 3 hours long. This actually got released. No Time to Die probably won't get released until next year. I just say just release it on Netflix. I don't even care because Daniel Craig, I haven't cared about his Bond since Skyfall. I thought Skyfall was good, but it was too freaking long. Not for me. Your voice cracked. It's really hot today. That's why I wanted to do a podcast today. It's like 99 degrees. I don't want to melt in the sun, guys. Look how much sun I already got. Look at my arms. And the reason that Rebecca Ferguson wasn't doing a lot of crazy flips in this one is because she was 7 months pregnant with a baby. She does movies even when she's procreating. I have thoughts on Doctor Strange 2. I'm looking forward to it. After the last one, I'm interested in seeing more of Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange, you know, going to a new realm instead of just being in New York again. So, well, that magic is awesome. It's like Harry Potter, but for Marvel. Multiverse of Madness is going to be awesome. No doubt about it. As long as there's not, you know, we don't have another epidemic. Because this just ruined the year for me. And no, if you're going to go in the chat and say, oh, are you ever doing a podcast on any of the Star Wars movies? No, unless it's the original, the prequels, I have no interest. And if you hear me muting the volume when I talk about Vanessa Kirby, I'm like, she's not needed in the movie, guys. She's just so freaking useless in this movie. This film has commentaries on the Blu-ray. I'm going to hear them sometime in the summer or the fall. Fake news. A hospital scene? Yeah, I've seen that before in The Dark Knight. Even the score in this movie sounds like The Dark Knight. I know Josh had an incident with that, but guess what? This is a movie sequel, like The Dark Knight, with a lot of freaking anticipation because Rogue Nation was very well received. And it lived up to the hype. It did not until it's going to be crap. I know. That's why I got pushed, and it was going to suck if it came out this year anyway. That and Morbius. Sony, I don't trust them. I don't trust anything that Sony does anymore. I recently rewatched. You think they should make another Fantastic Four movie? Not till they do X-Men first. Because X-Men, they have to do it right. After Dark Phoenix, there's nowhere to go but up. And New Mutants still is getting delayed again. Excuse me. Yeah, I just don't know. Fantastic Four, do it right. Don't do fan casting. Do the casting right this time. Because Venom made me, it nauseated me. It's like I recently, like I said before, I recently watched the second Jumanji movie. It was decent, but it had a lot of those Sony isms that I don't care about, where they have like jokes that are forced in there. They have freaking product placement shoved in your face, and they have movies that are way too long. Yeah, it's just too much for me sometimes. What do you think of Morbius? I'm not interested. Looks too much like Batman. And Leto, last time he was in a comic book movie, look what happened. Horrible performance. I'm going to be an asshole to get noticed. Yeah. This guy's laughing in the bed. Yeah. Joker. And they said, "Oh, it just you just think it looks like a DC movie because it has Henry Cavill." No, because it has the feel of it. When I saw the trailer, I'm like, "This looks like a DC movie." Before they started doing the bright, colorful characters like Aquaman and Shazam. I'm glad I'm doing this podcast on my own. I don't need baggage. The month is almost over. This month is too long. 31 days. The weekends felt like they were twice as long. Do you think there will be another Avengers movie? Yeah, in a couple years. Once this year is over. Once this year is over, the only direction things can only go up from here. And this opening is pretty long, too. 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Well, I've had a rough time this year, guys. I've been stuck at home a lot. I go out only barely. And, it's been very tiring. But I do these live commentaries for you guys. I got to do something to keep my mind busy. Awesome opening, by the way. This movie's awesome. Yeah, useless character. White Widow is the worst character in this franchise since Sandy Newton in 2. Because she served no purpose. I don't need any more British chicks in my movies. I have Rebecca Ferguson. I think that's enough. She was and by the way, she's a Swede. She was born in Sweden. Oh, this is a freaking opening, man. There it is. Mission Impossible Fallout. The 6th movie. 6 movies in, and the movies haven't gotten stale. That's saying a lot. That is saying a lot because there's a lot of. Once Fast and the Furious got past 6 movies, it was starting to get stale. After 7, they should have stopped. These movies are better because they're not stupid. Except for 2, because 2 is the worst. But other than that, these movies are very intelligent. They're not. Let's defy physics completely. It's called Mission Impossible. In Fast and the Furious, literally, people can get hit with cars and nothing happens to them. Physics be damned in those movies. They're just like, yeah, I don't care about you, Widow. And let's face it, when Paul Walker passed away, they should have stopped. I didn't want Fate of the Furious or Hobbs and Shaw, who Vanessa Kirby's in that too. Again, go screw yourself. And then we have 9, which got delayed for an entire year because of coronavirus. Yeah, that's not good. She's an ugly chick. I don't care about her. Sorry. Some accents in this world just don't do it for me. I've said that since I was like 21. As Alec Baldwin. What do you think of Aquaman? It was a good movie. I saw it in theaters last year. Visually stunning, very funny, good lead. I didn't like Amber Heard, but I hope she doesn't come back in the sequel. Her abusing Johnny Depp, that wasn't good, man. This movie's an adult Mission Impossible. It is. It's not a kid's movie, guys. There's a lot of blood, especially at the end. There's Angela Bassett. gorgeous woman, black woman, and you have Cavill with his beard. But he's a decent villain. He actually does something in this movie. He has more screen time than freaking Kirby, who does nothing. Did you hear Tobey Maguire will be in Doctor Strange 2? I haven't heard about that because Sam Raimi's supposed to be directing it. That's why. Maybe he's the villain. We haven't seen Tobey as a villain yet. We saw Jake Gyllenhaal in Far From Home as Mysterio. That was cool. And people like, but why did you like Cavill in this movie? Because he did an American accent? No, because he was doing something. He's not this brooding, pouty freaking Superman, because he's a horrible Superman. I didn't like him as Superman in Man of Steel. He was just too sociopath and emo and way too destructive, just too much for me. There was no ray of sunshine with him. And then when he finally did lighten up in Justice League, it flopped. All I want is my Flash movie. That is the only movie I need in my life in this decade. That's what I need. Not want, need. Because we haven't gotten a Flash movie. We got plenty of Superman movies, plenty of Batman movies, plenty of Justice League movies, animated and live action. Yes, Justice League of America counts. It has the name Justice League in it. It counts. We've got plenty of Iron Man movies. We've got plenty of Thor films and Avengers films. We need a good J.J. Abrams. Go screw yourself, by the way. Produce. He only produces these movies. He never gets his hands dirty with this. He never puts freaking agendas. He doesn't put his mystery boxes. No, none of that in this. Well, going to be worse than the first one? Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. More Eddie Brock doing freaking cartoon sound effects. That's him for the whole freaking movie in the first one. Making cartoon sound effects. Cavill doesn't do that in this movie. What a useless freaking character, man. White Widow. They never call her that. This movie's 2 hours and 27 minutes, but it could have been 10 minutes shorter if you just cut this character out. It's just a useless character. And I know Josh is going to be in the comments saying later, oh, John, you don't understand. I don't like British chicks. I've said that since I saw Force Awakens. That girl raped me, and I will never forgive her for that. Making my life a living hell, causing me to lose sleep for many years. It haunted me, guys. It's like drug use. When you've used it for a long time, you go through withdrawal. That's what I'm doing right now. I have those freaking bad withdrawal of the freaking Rehash trilogy. I don't need that. I have these movies now. Tom Hardy looks nothing like Eddie Brock. Exactly. In the cartoon, he was blonde. And he wasn't making cartoon sound effects. And it's We Are Venom, not I Am Venom or no. They just ruined that movie. Sony didn't know what the hell they were doing. They make good game systems. That's it. Their movies are very hit and miss. Very. I see that logo and I cringe. Look at Fembusters. Look at Charlie's Angels last year. Look at the Venom movie. Look at freaking the Amazing Spider-Man films. I didn't like those movies. This scene is similar to Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, because Abrams directed that. Doctor Who and the Fantastic Four and X-Men? Yeah, they did. X-Men should have ended with Logan or with Dark Days of Future Past. You could have still had Deadpool be its own thing. You didn't need the constant freaking sequels to First Class. I didn't like First Class. I thought it was very overrated and boring. Days of Future Past was better because they got rid of a lot of the fat. They trimmed the fat from the first movie, and it had more action. I didn't like Apocalypse. I thought he looked like too much like Ivan Ooze. It was too freaking long. It was a diet version of Captain America: Civil War. And the less we say about Dark Phoenix, the better. It was a mistake, just like The Last Stand was. That was already a bad film. We didn't need a worse version of that. And Cruz goes for it in these movies. He got hurt doing this film, and they just pushed him. So there was no sound. It's amazing. And no, that's not the DVD getting cut off. That's actually in the movie. It's dead silent. A lot of feet. When he pulled your string, Tom Cruise, you should have put two and two together. This guy's bad news. No, not probably for not a while. Got another Ghost Rider movie? I highly doubt it. The last two were not that great anyway. Yeah, you think? Sony shouldn't be making movies. They shouldn't. They just want to leech onto old franchises and then just reboot them and do it worse. Yeah, worse than Disney. Worse. At least Disney can make good movies sometimes. Even great films right behind me. But with Sony, it's like they're very hit and miss. Very. For every Into the Spider-Verse and Far From Home and Homecoming, you get a Venom, a Jumanji sequel we don't need, or Ghostbusters, Fembusters. I'm not dreading Ghostbusters Afterlife, but I'm being cautious because I don't want it to be the 2016 movie again. That was horrible for everyone involved. The Rock is good, but he's been in too many franchises. Let him slow down. Please stop putting him in 8 movies a year. This year, he took a break. Good. I'm glad he's just doing the Titan games and he's not doing 18 movies right now. It's too much. Give somebody else a chance. Or just the bathroom scene. Awesome freaking scene, by the way. The Asian guy they beat the hell out of and they throw through walls. Yeah. This is where they fight him And then we get reintroduced to Ilsa Faust, who we're going to see very soon. Ugh. Sports. I'm occasional. I watch baseball. I go to the baseball stadium in MCU Park, but that's about it. I don't watch a lot of sports. And wrestling, I watch occasionally. And I'm entitled to my opinion. If I don't like British girls, hey, Levy doesn't like them either. They do nothing for me. They sound like robots. Here's the awesome scene. Yep, eat it. Wrestling is not as good as it used to be. Of course not. Without crowds, it's not the same thing. Even with the crowds, it wasn't exactly the greatest thing. Yeah, these guys think that they're gay because they're in the stall together. No. People just misjudge people. Well, 30 minutes in, 31 minutes. It's a John Wick move right there. And it's all practical. There's no CGI here, guys. Oh, man. That was freaking painful, man. Remember the Raid Redemption where they fight with like anything they see? Yeah, it's like that too. But I think they should make a Sentry movie. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Sentry is. And I knew Cavill was the bad guy from the beginning, you know, like he's a side villain that Solomon Link probably hired to get those metal balls. Really impressive martial arts, I must say. Spear! Spear right through a freaking column. It's awesome, man. The way they did the scene was unbelievable. Here she comes. 32 minutes in. There we go. There he is. Yay! Rebecca Ferguson comes back as Ilsa Faust. No skirt this time, but at least she's back. And she'll be back again. See? You can't compare this face. What? This face with freaking Vanessa Kirby. There's no match. Rebecca Ferguson's hot to trot. Where do I live? Well, in New York City. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Has such a radiant face. There's a lot of blood on the floor. See? The movie takes itself very seriously, which is a good thing. But it has some moments of humor. Funny because she doesn't look pregnant in this scene, but they show her mostly from the upper body. Maybe in the next movie she can do more. I would love to see her wrap her legs around another guy again, like in a Rogue Nation. Thanks for the compliment, Junebug. Yeah, I wanted to wear a different hat because I haven't worn this hat on camera since St. Patrick's Day. It has a thing on the back, see? Beautiful actress that can actually make babies. Healthy, beautiful babies. That's my kind of desirable woman. Jessica Kirby ain't got no kids. What man is going to touch her? Ugh. What are your thoughts on Falcon Winter Soldier? I'm interested, but I don't want it to get delayed a year. I'll just wait. WandaVision's supposed to come out in December, and The Mandalorian's coming back in October on Disney Plus. See? Rebecca Ferguson has one thing that these British chicks don't. A soothing voice. I don't get that with Emily Blunt or Felicity Jones or you know who and you know what. Continuity. And here comes this worthless character. Yeah, whatever, Junebug. I'm just wearing it. It's not a political statement. What a useless freaking character this is. I'll just wear it backwards. Eat my ass, Vanessa. You are not a good actress. You're horrible. This character could have been easily cut out. She serves no purpose to the plot. She's in none of the action scenes in the middle of the film. She disappears for a lot of it until the end. Again, riddle me this, Batman. What was the purpose of this character? What? Just someone that Cruz can throw, she can throw herself at? Because he's John Lark, which he's not. Thank God she's not going to be back. I hope they killed her off in the next movie. You're so freaking bad. If she had a skill and she did something in the movie, I would be like, yeah, you stab a guy once. Wow, I cream my pants. Put the subtitles. I don't want to hear her. This character is so freaking useless. No, I don't hate John Cena. Classically trained stage actors. I don't care, Junebug. Let me just put this user in timeout. I don't want to hear it. Classically trained my ass. She's boring. She's boring. She's uneventful, and she serves nothing to the plot. If you cut this scene out, it will make the movie go by faster. And I would skip this, but since I'm doing a live commentary, I can't do it. So there we go. I don't have time for bullshit right now. I have to do this commentary. I still got another hour and 48 minutes. Classically train my ass, okay? You can't talk like a robot that can't compute bloop, 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 and then do nothing. No, classically train my ass. If she was a box office draw, why did Hobbs and Shaw flop? How tall are you? I'm 5'6". None of these British chicks do it for me. I was born in the USA, and I'm damn proud of it. I'll never date a chick from the UK. Never. Not gonna happen, guys. I have my dignity. Yeah, and it's not your vagina. Oh, you call me a racist? I'm not a racist. I just don't like my British chicks. I'm sorry. Most of them suck ass. A stage actress? Well, I watched theater in the U.S. Never been to the U.K., and I don't plan on going after what happened. Because they got wrecked by Corona this year. Useless freaking chick. I don't care if you were born on stage. If you don't get my attention, if you don't excite me or intrigue me with your performance, then you're nothing to me. Let's say that right now. Cruise is a great actor. Yeah, he's nuts. But at least he does things. This is all she does in the movie. Stabs 2 guys. Yeah, 2 guys. That's it. You stashed 2 guys. Wow. I'll cream my pants. Black Widow killed like 20 guys. She beat up 20 guys in the Iron Man 2 by herself. Yeah, and this girl slashes. Yeah, she didn't stab him. She stabs a guy in the chest and then slashes the other one. That's it. There's your badass character. Imagine if they made The Amazing Spider-Man 3. Would that be horrible? Yes, it would be. It would be. It would be horrible because then there would be a 3-hour Spider-Man movie with like 14 villains. And they probably cast this girl as freaking Gwen Stacy or as Liz Allen or freaking Betty Brant or something. I don't know. I just don't care about this actress, guys. Don't tell me in the comment section she was classically trained. I'm classically trained too. I've done theater in college many times. I've directed a play. I've starred in several plays. The world is my stage. This scene could easily be cut out. This is scene number 5, chapter 5 of 17 scenes. You could easily cut her out of the movie. She serves no freaking purpose. Michelle Monaghan at least is trying to help at the end of the movie. Rebecca Ferguson is doing something. Angela Bassett has her moments. She should have gotten more screen time in this, but she was doing Black Panther. I don't have time for haters on the web right now. I'm doing this live commentary for my fans. Vanessa Kirby sucks, okay? I don't like her. Don't ever tell me to see the Hobbs and Shaw movie because I don't care. After Daisy really nearly ruined my life, I don't want any more Brits in my life, female or otherwise. Just because I like Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland doesn't mean that I like the women there. I just don't. I'm sorry. Their accents do nothing for me. Watch my videos and you'll see why. They can kiss my ass. Yes, and I know that BVS. I know that BVS was a failure because they tried to rush it to catch up with the Avengers, and they shouldn't have done that. They should have done their own thing, like they did with Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman. And then she's like trying to stud herself up for Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is in his 50s. Don't try to throw yourself at him. In the next movie, please kill her off. Have Ilsa Faust or Pom Clemente just stab her in the neck and make the blood gush all over the floor. I don't care about her, guys. I don't know how many times I can say that. I don't care. Once a bint, always a bint. That's all I'm going to say about that. Which is your favorite actor? Well, my favorite actress is Natalie Portman. Actor, I don't know right now. Probably James, dead James Cagney, but alive, I don't really know right now. No more questions. Don't put too many questions, Milos. I know you're trying to be chatty. I get it, but I'm not doing. This is not a Q&A. It's a live commentary. This scene could be cut out. It adds nothing to the plot. It's just like, we're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. It's talk. Let's get back to the action. Back to the plot. She's just as useless as freaking. This scene looks just like right out of The Dark Knight. Seriously, dude, I wasn't starting a simple fact that jerk. Yeah, but still, I don't want to. I'm not here to start anything. Okay, I'm here to do a live commentary, not a Q&A, and not to start any crap. I could take the hat off. See, I don't care. I'm here to do a commentary because it's 99 degrees outside. I don't want to melt. I don't care if she's a classically trained actor. If I don't like them, that's not going to help. See The Force Awakens. You'll see why I hate that movie so much. It's not just a rehashed plot and that it's not the original. I don't like the lead actress. I don't. Never have, never will. I know which audience I'm catering to. This scene is so freaking boring. You could have easily cut this out. It's about 40 minutes into the movie, and it just slows the movie down to a crawl. It could have easily been like 2 minutes. You got to do this, you got to do that, and that's it. Let me just adjust this a little bit. Endgame had flow. Yes, but I loved it because as much as there were some scenes that could have been cut out, it didn't have a British chick that was taking up like a third of the running time. Unless you count Tilda Swinton in the scene with the stone. But again, when the movie started until the movie was over, I was invested in the plot. There's more than I could say for some other films. My camera's starting to jerk around a little bit. I'm gonna have to just get off. Oh, but it's working now. That scene you could have easily cut it out, and the kiss with him and Vanessa Kirby is awkward. What the hell is that? What is that, guys? That's a kiss? This is a parody movie? In Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, what the hell was that kiss? That was awkward and weird. It made me uncomfortable. M gave me I had an emotional rush through that movie. The last battle, I wasn't even in my seat. I was jumping at everything. That's my kind of freaking movie. Not a boring melodrama. Mm-hmm. If anybody leaves a stupid comment on my live commentary, I'll block them. I don't have time, guys. The year's almost over. I have many commentaries on the way in August, and I'm not gonna let the stupid chat be like, you gotta say this about this person. I don't care. Okay. I'm answering Milos, so at least I got somebody here that I'm talking to. See, this sounds like The Dark Knight. Listen. Dun 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 dun. Sounds like The Dark Knight. And the drums are a nice set. Dun, dun. See? Hey, this came out 10 years after The Dark Knight. Of course it was going to emulate that movie. Let's face it, it's one of the most highly praised sequels of all freaking time. When Tom going to decide he's done, after probably 8. No one can replace him. I don't want Tom Hardy replacing him or Jeremy Renner or anybody. Why? Because Tom is irreplaceable in this role. Every time you try to replace a younger actor with one of with the OG like they did with Solo, yeah, you get a flop. Mm-hmm. Now listen to the score on YouTube. It does sound just like the Dark Knight. It's not a ripoff. It's not Hans Zimmer. Dark Knight is not the only PG-13 movie that's amazing. There's this one. There's Lord of the Rings, Avengers. James Bond franchise has had some good-looking European chicks of all 25 of them. Yeah, but some of them did nothing for me. Some of them were just wasted. Plus, that franchise has reached its peak. This last movie with Daniel Craig, I was like 4 British chicks in it. Why? Why? Because Bond is British? It's not Harry Potter. There were American actresses in that franchise too. Denise Richards and freaking Carrie Lowell. Yeah, we had some American chicks too. Or Terry Hatcher or whatever. There were plenty of them. Not everything needs to have a coat of freaking UK paint on it. You know what I mean? Yeah, sounds like The Dark Knight. I'm Batman. I'm sorry. I'm Ethan Hunt. I'm going to just have fun here, guys. I got another hour and change. Jim Phelps was in the character in Mission Impossible, the TV show played by Peter Graves and later played by John Voight. I know. Yeah, I saw the original show. I saw some episodes of that show. But this doesn't feel like a TV movie. This feels like a theatrical release. Something we barely got this year. Yeah, Venom 2, I'm not going to see it. So I saw the first one for you guys, and it was painful. I was nauseated. I hated every second of it. There's no need for a Venom movie. Yeah, the Venom movie, they should have just let Marvel do it. And in this movie, Solomon Lane has a beard. See, that sounded like a Hans Zimmer's bomb. And this got no Oscar nominations. I don't even like the first Venom. I could tell Tom Hardy was going to do a little too much boozing through the movie, and it took me out of it. Exactly. It's too much of this cartoon sound effects, and I just did nothing for me. And it's boring. It's boring. There's barely any action in it. It's more like a horror comedy than it is an action film. There's Benji and what's it called, the Bing Rain character. What were you thinking, not including Spider-Man in his first movie? Because Sony has the rights, so they don't want Venom to cross over with the MCU. They want to do their own thing, but it's horrible. This DVD, the sound is amazing. Too bad Josh couldn't join me because he's moving. You should have said that before. Don't tell me you're going to do something and then, oh, I have other plans or engagements. I have other things to do too. I went out today, but I still was doing this podcast for my fans to avoid the hot sun. At least when Cavill scowls in this movie, it makes sense for his character. Superman doing this is not what I wanted. He could be dead serious, but not all the time. This film also looks great. It's shot in the daytime, so I could see everything. They're not shaking the camera like this. There's no quick edits like a bad Olivia Megaton movie. Because McQuarrie knows how to do it. He is the Christopher Nolan of this franchise. Amazing motorcycle chase, just like the fifth movie. It's amazing, man. The script is the blueprint to every movie, and a lot of screenwriters have forgotten how to write screenplays. Exactly. Write good characters and good stories. Stop trying to remake nostalgia. I already got enough. I don't need 18 more Star Wars movies. I had 6, but when I was growing up, I don't need any more. I don't need any more Avatar sequels. I saw the first one and I was bored out of my skull. I don't need any more Star Trek movies unless you're going to do it in a different direction. Don't. I was fine with the trilogy from the last decade. It ended on a high note. You can't do better. Plus, Leonard Nimoy is dead, and Anton Yelchin as well. Awesome scene, man. Again, Batman on his motorcycle is just the same thing, except it's at night. This one's in the daytime. Awesome, man. Maybe that's why the writer's strike happened in 2007 and why this pandemic happened. So writers can get off their asses and actually write a decent script, a passable one at the very least. Oh, when Cruz falls off this thing, that was real. It really happened. He really got hurt doing that. If Cruz is not invincible. Sony and Fox are both abominations. I know, because they make movies that just suck. A lot of screenplays are basically paint-by-number. Screenwriters forgot that rules are meant to be broken. Exactly. You can make a good sequel. Case in point. That's nothing like the first movie. It's like Rogue Nation on steroids. Dun, 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 dun. You can tell Cruz got hurt. He looks banged up. It's Luther. That's his name, Luther. Big Ranger character. I'm tired of movies being the same thing. They're just the same movie, just with a different coat of paint. That doesn't make it different, guys. You got to try something new. Superman Returns was better than Man of Steel because it was an actual Superman movie. Ralph didn't look like he wanted to cut his slit his wrist. And by the way, he played Superman again in Crisis on Infinite Earths. So we got to see him in the suit again in the crossover last year. So good for him. Excuse me, I had to blow my nose. Mm-hmm. Ralph is actually my choice to be the sixth man to play Indiana Jones. Maybe. But after Harrison Ford retires, because I don't want to see him die, guys. We lost a lot of people. I forgot to do a rest in peace for Olivia de Havilland, John Saxton, Regis Philbin, Kelly Preston, and Naya Rivera. May you all rest in peace. I'm sorry that we lost you guys. I know some of them were really old. Olivia Havilland was she was 104, so she lived a long life. Who's Charlie Puth? I never heard of him. Pattinson is the next Batman. I don't care. Don't ask me in the comment section. I don't care about the sparkling vampire from Twilight to be Batman. They have killed characters since the beginning of storytelling, except example, Beowulf, our oldest story, and Hercules. They killed them off, and many others. But in Star Wars, you do not kill off the original characters to put these new characters that I don't give a shit about. Sorry, that's not what the originals were about, or the prequels. Let's kill everything that we loved in the past and make these new characters bland and boring and knockoffs. There's Elsa. Nice. Oh, he's a singer that you see you again. Oh, yeah. That sings. I never heard of him, though. If they think that Ilsa Faust is a little bit too, like, you know, like half and half, I'm like, well, because she's an unpredictable character, guys. Her job is to kill. She's an assassin, like Black Widow is. She doesn't always make the best calls, but she's an interesting character, and she's female, which helps a lot. The scene looks just out of The Dark Knight in the third act. Hopefully the seventh movie, they give her more to do. I want to see that. I don't need a trailer until next year. I'm fine. I'm writing this year off as a loss. We all lost something this year. And Simon is like, did you know do you know the movie Fast and Furious? Yeah, I've seen all of them except for the last two. All the ones with Paul Walker I've seen. All the important ones mostly. I don't care about Fast and the Furious, Fate of the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, or Fast and the Furious 9 and 10. In space. I don't care. Don't care. John Cena's Toretto's brother. Yeah, where the hell was that in the first 6 movies? Yeah, they just pulled that out of their ass because The Rock is not coming back. So, because I have some of the Fast and the Furious movies. I like them. I just don't. I just think these movies are better. Those had more than one sequel that sucked. There she is, Ilsa. She wants to kill not Ethan, but she wants to kill. That was a stunt woman because she was pregnant with a child. If she had done that stunt, the baby would have been in trouble. Yep. I know. Yeah, it is interesting because her character is interesting. Not every woman needs to be a yes woman to be an interesting character or have superpowers coming out of their ass like Rey in The Force Awakens. I'm sorry. That's not a developed character. That's a SJW false messiah that I don't care about. And never shows her skin because reasons. If Ethan was a killer, he would have killed his villain and gone on to the next one. What are you eating? Popcorn. Brim's popcorn. I like to eat a snack when I'm watching a movie like this. This movie's amazing, man. It's one of the best sequels I saw 2 years ago. And if you're a fan of this movie, get the Blu-ray. It is chock full of special features. It has a ton of extras, and it looks amazing. Because I always like to get the movies on Blu-ray to see the commentaries, to hear them. It's coming. I know it's coming. We should have saw this year coming. Some disease-ridden freaking filthy year where people are looting and licking toilets and freaking socially distancing each other. We should be united during this time, not against each other. Mm-hmm. 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 Should have killed him, but maybe he won't be in 7. Because the cast list for 7 is. By the way, 7, I still have my reservations because if Vanessa Kirby's coming back, I don't care about her. You have Haley Atwell coming from Captain America: The First Avenger. I don't care about her. And you did have Nicholas Hoult, but he backed out. It's going to be S.A. Morales is going to be the main villain. Some Spanish guy. Hey, I'll take that over a Brit any day. Black Panther 2 will be good, yeah. Because again, Black Panther had a good cast and a good story. Yeah, the CG was a little bit too big video gamey. But again, it worked. I cried twice. In the theater. Twice. It was basically the better Lion King remake compared to the one last year. Blah, 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 blah. This is the last time you see her until the end of the film. Just take her by the neck, Rebecca Ferguson, and just break her neck. Fuck this binge. Okay? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna block you. I'm sorry, Junebug, but I can't take it anymore. You're done. You're blocked. You're finished. Goodbye. Why did she kiss him? What is this? The kiss from the Rise of Skywalker? Where you saved my life, now I gotta make out with you. No. No. A kiss has to be earned. It can't just come out of nowhere. What was that? She barely knows this guy, and she kisses him on the first plan. An hour and 12 minutes into the freaking movie. Why didn't Ilsa do that in the last one? Well, I'm out of popcorn, so it's okay. At least Vanessa Kirby's done. I blocked them. I don't need any more haters. Haters got to be put in their place. Sorry, Junebugs, but you're finished. I Thanos snapped you out of the chat. If you're gonna preach to me, I don't need your preaching. Fuck off. Milos, you can stay because you're being decent. My live chat is not for trolls or haters. It's for people like me that are gonna just see a movie. Shut up and watch the movie. Comment on the movie, not your freaking politics. That's it. I can't take it anymore. This scene also looks like the scene at the end of Batman Begins. You don't always have to agree with me. That's fine. But if you're going to be an asshole, I snap you out of existence. Remember the scene where Rachel and Batman are, with Bruce talking at the end of the Batman Begins? This looks like that scene. Put it up a little bit. Hulk 2003 was a complete disaster. He looked like Shrek. Yeah, and it was too long, and it was boring. And what was with the freaking comic book panels? And the weird imagery where a guy blows up and he's like, ah! I'm like, what? The Incredible Hulk movie didn't have that in 2008. Oh, you are so gorgeous. Rebecca Ferguson has a face that I love. The hobo doesn't have that. Sorry. Well, they get him at the end of the movie. Spoiler. It's a good scene. It's very subtle. There's no. The music is low, and there's just two people talking, but it's well done. And by the way, I agree with this. Wildly entertaining, the best action movie in years. Yeah, because it's not 3 hours long and it has a point. It doesn't have hours of padding like The Force Awakens did or Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker, where they just have 30 minutes of filler because they can't tell a good story. That's why. There's Michelle Monaghan. Good to see her back. It's been a while since four. Four, she had a cameo. Ugh. At least Vanessa Kirby's gone until the end of the movie, so good because I didn't care about her. I love this franchise. The only one I don't like really is the second one. Exactly. Butterscotch Jelly Bean. It's boring. The second movie has an hour and 9 minutes of no action. After the opening, there's an hour and 9 minutes of no action. An hour. This movie is we're already an hour into the movie, an hour and 16 minutes, and a lot has happened. You had the freaking parachute scene and the bathroom scene and the freaking motorcycle chase, a lot of stuff. Yeah, the Iron Man 3 twist is stupid. It's basically this movie, but if Solomon Lane was an actor instead of an actual threat. Or if they had made Henry Cavill an actor. Like he portrays a team, but I'm like, I knew that going in, guys. It's the second half of this movie that really kicks into high gear when Ethan is running and the helicopter scene. There's a lot of good scenes coming up. See, dun, 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 dun. It sounds like The Dark Knight, guys. And fight me on that one in the chat or when I post this on YouTube. This movie's basically The Dark Knight, just without the superhero stuff. It's got a massive cast. It's over 2 hours long, and it's a sequel. Yeah, exactly. You're white. I'm black. I get it. See, they don't have to say it, which is unfortunate because John Woo, a really good director, and he directed the second one. Yeah, but he tried to make it into like a knockoff of his movies from Asia and Bond, and that's not what Ethan Hunt is. He's not Bond. He doesn't have to sleep with every woman he sees. I mean, the kiss in this movie felt forced. He didn't kiss her; she kissed him, and she kind of attacked him. She went like, and I'm like, what? What? Even in the theater, That's a good question. Yeah, like I said, Ilsa is a good character because you don't know what she's gonna do next. She's like Elsa from Frozen, but with a gun instead of ice powers. But she still is very likable and capable. She's not a bad actress like Tandy Newton was in Two or Vanessa Kirby. She's not needed in this movie, guys. If you cut her out, it would be 10 minutes shorter. This movie would be 2 hours and 10 minutes, or an even 2 hours. You don't need the 27 minutes. Hawkeye's going to get his own film. Well, I think yeah, he might, or his own show on Disney Plus. Because we have Loki, WandaVision, Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Falcon Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and then What If or whatever that's called. Yeah, she's beautiful, guys. I mean, look at her face. Tell me that doesn't ooze. I'm a woman filled with estrogen. Yeah, filled with it, and doesn't get away from her femininity. She doesn't like. She only dresses up in long clothes in this because she was pregnant. She has an excuse in this one. Widow. Widow should have been a widowed in this movie. I know. This acting is really good. I do understand. I know. He tried to kill the Asian guy in the beginning of the movie. He tried to kill Ethan in the beginning also when they jumped out of the plane. All the red flags were there, guys, and I knew that. Why do you think Cavill has facial hair in the movie? Usually facial hair means bad guy. There's a lens flare here, but it's not blinding me. It's not flashing in my face. The 2009 Star Trek movies did not need that. Damn lens flares. Yeah, but then the movie will be over at an hour and 20 minutes, right? An hour and 22 minutes. Yeah, I've seen women from Sweden, guys. They're much better looking than women from the UK. I'm sorry. Just their accents don't bother me as much. Mostly, mainly because they don't sound drunk or like leprechauns or freaking Shrek. I'm sorry. This just it's laughable. I just wish they got a better actor to play the villain in these later Mission Impossibles as the head of the syndicate, somebody more menacing. Yeah, but at least with Cavill, I will take Cavill in this movie over freaking. Um, I did like Jean Reno in the first one. Douglas Scott was not threatening in the second one. I did like Philip Seymour Hoffman, but I wanted to have more to do. I didn't really care about the villain in four. Yeah, Venom was Tom Hardy vomiting. Yeah, making weird cartoon noises. I know that Cavill was not an observer in the movie. Why do you think he left the DCU for to do this movie, which this came out after Justice League bombed? Let me take an antacid. Because it's going to be a long day. That's why I put a long movie like this, because you have to kill time in summer. Here comes the F-bomb, guys. So, viewer discretion is advised. To make this. That came out of nowhere, guys. An F-bomb in a Mission Impossible movie. Oh, it was forced. No, it was an hour and 25 minutes. My bad. I said an hour and 22. I was close. Venom, there was an F-bomb and it was completely wasted. I still always find it funny that I saw that they had CG over Henry Cavill's mustache in Justice League because of this movie. Yeah, and he should have done Justice League. He should have just been at the very end. He could have been in this movie without a facial hair. Who cares? They could have gave him a mask. Work around it. Gal Gadot was pregnant while doing Wonder Woman, and she still did the movie with a little pouch on. And Rebecca Ferguson also was pregnant in this movie, and she still did the movie. There wasn't CGI face on her like they did with Scarlett Johansson in Avengers: Age of Ultron. Yep. Gotcha. One Brit to another, yep. Because apparently Cavill can't shave his mustache to grow another mustache or use a convincing fake mustache. Again, didn't need it. You could have had no mustache at all. It was way too long, and the extended cut is like 3 hours. You don't need 3 hours to tell a good story, guys. Case in point. This and Rogue Nation and Ghost Protocol and Mission Impossible 3, they're not 3 hours long. Have a good story. Sounds like the Dark Knight. Sounds just like it. I got a kernel stuck in my tooth. Mm-hmm. You don't need 30 minutes of filler or an hour of filler to make your point across. Lawrence of Arabia is 3 hours long, but I really love that movie because it was shot. But not every movie needs to be 3 hours. No. Endgame was the end of a franchise. It needed to be that long. This movie did not. Ooh. This scene is shot in the dark, yeah. Flash deserves a movie. Yeah, he does. And I want to see it done well. I want to see it in the theater. No freaking social distancing. Just release it in the theater. Make it good. And don't make it 3 hours long. And make it Flash's movie. Don't make it a Justice League movie. Make it his film first. Yeah, this is the only scene shot in the dark. Everything else is shot in brightness, but I can still see what's going on. Freaking Solo. Even Cleopatra, the longest movie in America, at 4 hours and 30 minutes, what was well shot and everything is great. Well, It was originally 6 hours, but they cut like 3 hours of it out. I guess for pacing, because the studio didn't want to release a movie that was almost a half a day long. Baldwin gets some pretty good shots in there. Ooh, it's sad to see Wilder Baldwin go, but at least he lasted 2 films. Well, Paula Patton did come back. There's like the scene from John Wick, either one or two, where it's shot in the dark. Yeah, I think it's the first one. I haven't seen the second one in a while, but the first one I do remember. I know he has to get him. No, no freaking kidding, Luther. I would still be interested though in seeing that 6 hour cut of Cleopatra. I know they're looking for the footage. Yeah, they did that happened with Once Upon a Time in America as well. They restored the director's vision, mostly of the Sergio Leone classic from the '80s. They got most of it, but it's a good movie. If it's a good film, it can stand on its own 2 feet, no matter how long it is. I'm not saying this movie was boring. It's amazing. It's just that the scenes with Vanessa Kirby, you cut them out, you make the pacing go faster, and the movie goes way quicker. Just saying, guys. It's like the when they added the other chick in the Dark Knight Rises. Not Catwoman. I'm saying uh Talia Ghul. Why was she in the movie? Just to connect it to the first one because her father was Ra's al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul, whatever. And she does nothing. Then she dies a lame death in a truck. Not much of a character. Here comes Tom Cruise running. Yep. That's a funeral. Oh my God. Yeah, and with social distancing, we're not going to have packed funerals ever again unless they're outside. Even though a lot of people passed away this year, but again, we will find a way. The human race will prevail. Get out of there and then go right. Yeah, Benji cracks me up. There's not really jokes in the movie. There's like subtle bits of humor, but it doesn't overdo it. Venom did too much comedy, and it bothered me. Cavill, if you're Superman, why aren't you running fast? I guess because he's not Superman in this movie. See, I have enough movies to get through this coronavirus, guys. Plenty of films. This has 3 commentaries. I will hear one of them hopefully in August or September. I don't mind rewatching this movie again. This is great. Yeah, you jump on that roof. Jump good. Yeah, jump on that roof. Woo! That's awesome. See, Batman, he would have just went, or Spider Man would have swung off the building. This is amazing, man. How did Cruz do this? Because he's willing to put his body through whatever he can, man. I would do the same thing if I knew how to do stunts. Because why be afraid, man? Life is all about taking risks. Here he comes. Run, run, Ethan, run, run. Man, he could run faster than Tom Hanks in Forrest Gump. Here it comes. Woo! Oh, and he really hurt his knees there. See, the guy's over 50 years old, and he could still do this better than people that are half of his age, like Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, they will find a way, even though this new thing will not be the Spanish flu or the Black Plague. No, because again, those were horrible things that lasted more than a year. Yeah, exactly. We shall overcome, guys. And I want to get to the next movie. Okay. No, I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at this because you are gorgeous, Rebecca Ferguson. See, I don't need any British bints. I don't need that. I don't need that. I have her. She's beautiful. Look, he throws a chair right through the freaking window. That's great. They think he's suicidal. They think he's suicidal. Wow, unbelievable. Well, people are acting like this is the new Spanish flu or black plague. I don't see it killing 50 million people. No, because I'm staying home. I'm safe at home. None of my family has corona. My dog doesn't have corona. We're fine. This isn't the black plague. People got to stop acting like it is. It's not the end of the world either. That's going to be a lot worse. And no hand sanitizer can wipe your filthy hands from that. This run is really exciting. He runs like a race like a track and field runner. It's amazing, man. When they tried to do this in the Mummy 2017, it didn't work because that it was Tom Cruise running from what was it, a sandstorm? Yeah, I saw that in Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol already, guys. This movie's awesome. Can't wait till it's on YouTube. It's almost there. We're almost done. We're halfway through. We still got another 50 minutes. Hey, Superman, the emo Superman. I still go out and I'm in tree work and I have to be tested for it and I don't have it and I never had it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a picture of the beautiful Michelle Monaghan. See, that's an old picture from one of the other films. So that kind of proved that it's not as deadly as the media is portraying. No, they act like just touching something is going to make you explode. No, guys, a bomb does that, not a freaking virus. I had a virus last year, so maybe I already had it and it's gone now because I'm strong. My immune system is like a rock. I never get sick. I haven't been sick in 6 months, or 7 months now. This was a setup. We all know that. This whole epidemic was a freaking setup. People just don't get sick out of nowhere like this. Because what happened when there was like SARS or anthrax or whatever? That wasn't a big deal a year later. You know, Ethan on top of a building, just like Batman in the beginning of the Dark Knight in Hong Kong. It's an awesome shot. X-Men Days of Future Past should have been the last X-Men movie. It should have. It tied up all the loose ends. It made up for The Last Stand being horrible, and it brought back characters that we liked from the original trilogy without killing them off like they did in The Last Stand. My girlfriend is in the military, and she has flat out told me China yes started this, and so that's why I call it the Chinese flu. Exactly. And it was a plan. It was a setup. Why do you think they sold this illegal animals over there? In this country, in the US, you try to sell an illegal dog and they'll take it out of the country. Like just like that. But anyway, this is not a political video. This is about Mission Impossible. So we'll keep that. We'll just screw for Corona. You're not getting me. Yeah, Benji's not cracking jokes in this one like in the last two. See, she's wearing a coat because she was pregnant. And Melissa Benoist, good luck with having your baby. And also every other actress that's been pregnant this year. Married. He was married in the third one. See, continuity. Think about it. This was where Hong Kong revolts were going on around the same time, and was great to wipe out revolters if you were a communist country. Yeah, exactly. I want nothing to do with that. I wipe my hands clean of this whole mess in 2021. 2021 is the reset button. I press it. We go to a new year that's not a leap year that won't suck as much as this year did. Oh, you're so gorgeous, Rebecca. You have a face of just. She has a beautiful face, guys. What can I say? And a gorgeous body, a soft voice, beautiful eyes, freckles, which are hot. Talk about classically trained. This woman can act. It's one of the reasons why I'm so attracted to her. Age of Ultron's scene where Avengers were trying to lift Thor's hammer was a great scene. Yeah, it was funny. But Cap gets to do that. It's a foreshadowing of what he does in Endgame when he catches Thor's hammer and he's going to town on Thanos. That was an awesome scene. Hmm. See, she smiles. She's not a sourpuss. Plus, she had was going through a lot of emotions. When you're pregnant, you go through a lot of mood swings. But she's very, very subtle in the movie. That's not something I could say about the other actress. Throwing herself at Ethan, she wasn't pregnant. And like I said with the last live commentary, I know Josh is going to give me a ton of hate for this. This is what Rey should have been in The Force Awakens. A badass woman with a gun, not a stick, that is fully developed, is beautiful, and can act, and also is interesting. Not that she's a nothing nobody character that, oh, here's the real zinger. She's a Palpatine. Why? Because reasons. You soon will be at 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, and over 1 million views. 7.5 years on YouTube, and I'm still going strong. Corona didn't take me down. Where they're going to, not China, to Kashmir, right between China and Russia. And what was the other place? You rewind it a little bit. It's Pakistan, between Pakistan, India, and China. Yeah. Just lie down a little bit. Uh, I'm here. Just needed to lie down a little bit. I'm probably going to take a nap after this. I need to rest a lot. I didn't rest a lot last night, but I got to do the podcast, so, and there was no major technical issues. Yeah, China went into the hint and one third, kind of like what happened this year. This movie's a lot was a kind of a foreshadowing. Hopefully, they won't do that for Mission Impossible 7. I don't know what it's going to be called, the subtitle, but maybe they could call it Aftermath or Rebellion or something like that. I don't know. Don't call it Resurrection because we've used that name plenty of times. Hmm. Yeah, there's risk involved. Even the ending of this movie is like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Where are my detonators? Yes, like Die Hard, but it doesn't rip that movie off. But it has an F bomb in it, so that's something. There, that's a little bit better. I really like Billy Bixby is Banner, even though he was David Banner. I know it's David Bruce Banner is his name. See, brr, brr. This podcast is turning out pretty good. Didn't get any comments from my friends from YouTube, but they'll watch this. I'll share this with them on Facebook later when it's uploaded. Beautiful actress Michelle Monaghan. She was in 3 and made a cameo in 4. There's Wes Bentley from The Hunger Games, Ghost Rider. Good actor. He kind of looks like Leto, but he doesn't do as many bad movies. I mean, he learned from Ghost Rider not to do another bad Marvel or DC movie. And Michelle Monaghan, if you're a fan of this actress, see her in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's the sexiest role she's ever done. There's a scene in the movie, I'm not going to spoil too much, but she's in a sexy Santa outfit. And yeah, and you see a lot of her skin, and I'm like, she's so gorgeous. Hmm. Venom, it was a PG-13, should have been an R. Yeah, Deadpool and Logan proved that if you make a movie R, people will go see it if it's well done. Not like Hellboy, where they just force a bunch of F bombs and violence, senseless violence. Michelle Monaghan also has a beautiful face. I'm drawn to women's faces, guys. I'm heterosexual. That's never been a mystery. I've said it on YouTube for many years. I'm only attracted to women, living, breathing, humanoid women that are alive and smell nice and are decent human beings. That's the kind of women I'm attracted to. There's Ilsa's just observing it. Just the look on her face is just very, very. It's interesting to watch. Funny how just watched a Tom Cruise film last night because it was War of the Worlds. I saw that in the theater 15 years ago. I liked it. It's not as good as the original, but I don't hate it. It's not shot for shot like the Disney remakes were. People say Marvel and DC will make a crossover. Maybe, who knows? Stargirl's going to be in the next crossover next year because she was a success, unlike Batwoman that failed miserably. George Romero's The War of the Worlds. He was going to do it in the 1980s before the TV show, but he passed away, so it's too late now. Let me open this because I got to put the DVD away in a little bit. This is the insert in case you guys haven't seen it. It's really cool. Yeah. These pictures are really cool too. See? Set photos. It's a helicopter scene. This is coming up. And this is the scene at the end on the mountain, which is coming up as well. So if you get this Blu-ray, it's worth getting. Skip the DVD because the DVD has no special features. The Blu-ray has all of them. Okay, that War of the Worlds is going to star Charlton Heston, Tatum O'Neal, Walter Matthau, Kirk Douglas. He also passed away. Henry Fonda, Olivia Newton-John, and Pink Floyd doing an entire instrumental soundtrack. That would have been interesting. Catwoman movie was terrible. Yeah, it was. I was bored, and it's horribly edited and just it's like a bad music video. What do you think of Justin Chatwin? I think that he was the worst part of Warley. Yeah, he kind of was, because his character was just kind of dumb. He should have retired since he ruined the Dragon Ball movie. Yeah, and so did the writers. They didn't see the show or read the manga or respected any of the cartoons. At least he's never been in one of these films. At least Halle Berry looks good in the Catwoman, so she made Stanley happy. Yeah, that's fine. It's just I wish that she had a better movie to work with, or they just brought back Michelle Pfeiffer. It's a really good stunt. This is a real helicopter. It's not CG. They use as much practicality as they can. 13 minutes. Stanley is a reference to the Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Well, I saw that movie last year. Yeah, this movie just has a lot of entertainment value. But that girl, you could have cut her out. That's why this movie was a 9 out of 10 for me in 2018, because you could have cut her out and it would not make a difference. She does nothing at the end of the movie until they capture Solomon Lane, they give it to her, and that's it. And you don't see her until the next movie. I love that the movie is one of my favorite films, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. Yeah, Rennie Harlan did a good job with the movie for what it is. Hi. Cruz is one of the most consistent action stars because he's done it for a long time since the 90s. Hey, John, what's up? Hey, Josh, the other Josh. How was your weekend? Well, kind of stressful and long, but I still got through it. Um, I suppose Catwoman's a guilty pleasure. It's fun to sell it, but it sucks if you're thinking about quality. Yeah, it's bad because just the freaking editing and the soundtrack and the effects and just the story itself is just bad. Freaking a cosmetic cream makes your skin turn hard. Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah, bad reception, guys. You see why technology is not the answer to all your problems? The Green Hornet is one of the worst movies I've ever seen with Seth Rogen acting like he was on drugs. Yeah, he doesn't respect Kato at all. He shoots him in the face with a gun. That's not funny. That made me cringe. I saw that on Netflix a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that movie sucked. Nothing like the TV show, just mean spirited. Take these socks off because I'm going to take a shower later. Really well shot scene. Macquarie knows what he's doing. I like her. She meant she likes her like a friend, like she admires her. Not that she's in love with her because people like to misinterpret everything. Up a mountain. It's a well shot scene, unlike in the Force Awakens when they go to a mountain to meet up with Luke, and it's for what? So he could throw the lightsaber in the next movie? Yeah, blow me, Last Jedi. Basically, I thought of Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was really trying to think of an actor that could be funny pairing with Andrew Dice Clay would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, I did like him in Expendables, and I like Tactical Force and a bunch of other things he's done. Yes, like the PKE meter in Ghostbusters. Watchmen is another great movie that I would never understand the hate because it wasn't the comic, it wasn't the graphic novel. If it was just like it, then people would have loved it. And it was an R-rated movie that came out a little bit too soon in 2009, like before Deadpool came out and before Logan and before Joker. Yeah, they thought bad back then. R-rated comic book movies would not do well because kids couldn't go see them. Yeah, the Adventures of Fort Fairlane 2 could work if they do it like they're trying to do with that Bill and Ted sequel, which I don't even know why that's coming out in theaters. Like, it's a bad timing for it. It's going to be on VOD soon. Have you seen Miami Vice? Yeah, I have. I did see that movie. It's too long though. It's okay. It's watchable, but it's way too long. It's got a hot Asian woman in it, Gong Li. Beautiful, beautiful Asian woman. Just way too long. I think Michael Mann could have cut that movie in half. An hour and 45 minutes. We get it, Michael Mann. You make long movies. Not every director needs to make 3 hour movies like Christopher Nolan or Francis Ford Coppola or Quentin Tarantino has a habit of doing that in every one of his films. They're like 3 hours long. I'm like, why? Or The Irishman, which was like way too long. Seriously, why is a movie over 3 hours? Why? Yeah, but the Dark Knight trilogy were nothing like the comics, but yet they get praised because they're well shot and they're crime dramas. Crime dramas usually get a lot of praise. I know he's been a bad actor, but Ford Fairlane could play that up when if you got Shaquille O'Neal as Ford Fairlane's new partner. Well, maybe. I don't know. Shaq really hasn't done much for me as an actor. I hated Kazam and Blue Chips. I haven't seen in years. Then the first sequel, a cabin in not in the woods, but a cabin up in the mountains, like they did in Skyfall. Except that movie was way longer than this. It's like 2.5 hours, and it didn't need to be that long. We're about 2 hours in, right? 2 hours and 1 minute. We still got 25 minutes to go. But it's killing enough time. So, and I love doing this commentary for you guys. Blade Trinity sucked. Yeah, well, I can watch it as a guilty pleasure. I like Ryan Reynolds and Jessica Biel. It should have been about either do a spinoff with them or just make Blade the lead character. Because, like I said, having too many characters again felt a little overstuffed. Yeah, they say that a lot. He said, "I'm working on it." They say that a lot. Yeah, Ilsa gets captured. She's vulnerable. She doesn't have superpowers and can like blast her way out of there. She does get loose, but she needs help. Yeah, see, Ilsa's a likable character. He gagged her mouth, but and she saves his life, which is great. See, a life for a life. Oh, they said give Solomon Lane something to do at the end. See, she does get loose, but it takes a while. See, even with a gag in her mouth, she can still act better than freaking Vanessa Kirby. Tries to hang Benji. Yeesh. What is this, a Western? Hey John, I wanted to let you know that since that there's no good movies coming out this year because of the corona, I'm going to be rewatching some of my favorite films over the years. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. This is one of my favorites from 2018. So was Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I did a commentary with my friends on that, and other movies too. Because like I said, the theaters are going to be pretty empty. Even when they do reopen, it's not going to be the same. We lost a whole summer of movies for the first time ever. Even before 9/11, the theaters were open in the summer that year. It was the fall that really took it in the ass that year, the September and October. Awesome. What was your favorite movie of the 90s? One of them was, it's a lot of them. Well, one of them is Die Hard with a Vengeance. Love that film. It's one of my favorite sequels. Right up there with this movie. And, Infinity War, Endgame, Avengers 2, what was it? What's another one that I really hold in high regard? There's her leg thing. 6 minutes. Wow. Yeah, take that. So you punched a woman in the face. Well, see, and no SJWs hated this movie. She should have went, and then she saved Benji's life. Yeah. Yep. Chop. In the last movie, she shocked them, but it was because she was trying to protect herself. See, they're foreign, and they don't bother me because they're actually serviceable to the plot. They're not just a diversity hire, which they do a lot of that now, and I hate that when they just hire somebody because of their skin color or because they're ethnic or they're from another country. I'm like, do it for the sake of the movie. Don't do it to try to pander. Have you seen Law Abiding Citizen, and what do you think of Gerard Butler? I have not seen that yet, but I do like Gerard Butler in the Fallen movies. Olympus Has Fallen, London Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, and I haven't seen 300, but I want to see it. Geostorm I thought was a guilty pleasure. It wasn't great, but I did like what it was. I think hence sanitizer could do wonders if theaters take the time to clean the theaters longer. Yeah, they're doing that in the Alamo Draft House. It's going to reopen in October, and it's gonna work because at least they keep their theaters clean. I'm glad I did this movie because it's a long movie. The next podcast will be a lot shorter because they're movies that are like an hour and change. They're not 2 hours long. 4 minutes. Which one do you think was worse out of the three? Venom, Fantastic Four, The Amazing Spider-Man. Probably Venom because I was so nauseated. With those other movies, I was bored, but with Venom, I was just nauseated the whole time, and I didn't have a reason to care. Yeah, Ethan is a bloody mess, like at the end of Die Hard 4 with Bruce Willis. See, there's blood in the movie. It doesn't hold back. They get away with a lot for a PG-13 in this movie. Yeah, when they shoot people, it doesn't show too much blood, but there is blood in the movie. The right side of Cavill's face looks like burnt. He looks like Freddy Krueger. Look at that. The makeup is really well done. I also wanted to let you know I managed to figure out how much the reviews on YouTube without receiving copyright claim. Venom, is spider movies and Fantastic Four suck. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I do my reviews without using footage or music or whatever because I don't want to get a copyright strike. I got one last year and it sucked. This death is like straight out of Mortal Kombat. I'll tell you when it happens in a little bit. What do you think of Rotten Tomatoes? They mostly suck now because there hasn't been a movie that got critically acclaimed that I don't usually trust their judgment sometimes. Sometimes I agree with them, but most of the time I don't. With this one, it's certified fresh. It deserved it because it's a great freaking movie. With comic book movies not being like the comics, if it's done well enough, yeah. Sorry, I have phlegm. Yeah, this death is like Joker wasn't like the comics. It was similar to The Killing Joke and Dark Knight Returns, but it wasn't a copy of that. It did its own thing, but it worked. It was beautifully shot, well acted, really dark, and it respects the Batman mythos without having Batman in there. Watch this. Fatality. Hook right in the head. No way he survived that. If he survived that, then he is Superman. Why do you think the directors have forgotten how to direct? Because they let the studios direct the movies for them instead of the studio interference always interferes with their work. Ask Lord and Miller when they were doing Solo. They let freaking executive producer Kathleen Kennedy ruin that movie and tell them to cut the jokes out and fire them. Yeah. And hired Ron Howard to fix a movie and it didn't fix it. Hugh Jackman should have worn yellow costume yet in X-Men. Yeah, he should have. But again, we're going to get a second chance with the X-Men in the MCU. Once they are in the MCU, we'll get an X-Men movie that we really can enjoy, like in the cartoon. Exactly. Directors have become yes men. Exactly. Why can't they just realize that a director's vision is all you need to make art? That's all you need. You don't need a freaking. You don't need executive decisions. And the screen goes white. I was like, oh, what happened? See, that was a gotcha moment, just like in Infinity War when they cut Thanos' head off. Yep, you got it. I actually got a screenwriter interested before, like Bill Paxton died in a sequel to Twister. I still would love to do it. Cross my fingers. Yeah, I hope you can do it. But like I said, Twister. They tried to do a Twister movie a couple years ago with Into the Storm, but I didn't care for it. It was like a found footage movie, and I didn't like it. Twister could have been done better. A Twister sequel. And I know Bill Paxton, may he rest in peace, is no longer with us. Have you seen Babylon AD, 7 pounds and 1408? I've seen Babylon AD. It's a guilty pleasure. I didn't hate it. I've seen worse with Vin Diesel. Yep, he did it. There it is. It's like Return of the King when Frodo is getting taken by the eagles and away, and back to where he lives. Here, it's a helicopter, not because if eagles were taking Tom Cruise away, it would suspend my disbelief will be out the door. What's the worst X-Men movie that I've seen? Origins Wolverine so far. Who should replace Bill Paxton? My choice is Kurt Russell, Kevin Costner, Dennis Quaid, Bryan Cranston, Gary Sinise, Bruce Campbell, and Jeff Daniels. Yeah, one of those would be good. And let me tell you, this is going to be a hard sequel to top when it comes to the Mission Impossible movies because, five was great and I loved five to death, but then this one was much better. What was your choice of one of those or think of your own? Which one is worse, Apocalypse, The Last Stand, of First Class? Uh, Apocalypse, because I was so bored. First Class, at least I liked Darwin, and it was shorter than the other ones. The Last Stand, I like the action in the movie, but that's about it. The action and Kelsey Grammer is beast, but a lot of it was just convoluted. It was too much in the movie. Too many villains, too many characters, too many story arcs, too much. But I would say Apocalypse. I was never so bored of those three movies because Apocalypse was almost this long, and it could have been cut in half. And it was, and the villain was just dull and loud. At least the villain in First Class wasn't that loud. And the Last Stand, well, I don't know who the villain was because you had well, the chat's gonna be off soon because the movie's almost over. Okay, why? When I do my movie reviews and TV reviews, I only use about 20 seconds of footage from the film. I use pictures and images for my game reviews. I use the footage as much as I want to. Yeah, if you use Twitch, you won't get busted. But on YouTube, I usually just do StreamYard, and I usually don't put any video, just auditory, so you can hear some of the dialogue. Because I own the movie, I have it digitally, and I have it on Blu-ray and DVD. Have you seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes? No, I didn't like the CGI on the apes. I thought it looked weird. This is the movie event of the millennium. Yeah. Wait, they made Deadpool look like Mortal Kombat characters. I can't believe something like that happened. Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. At least with the Deadpool movie, it was an apology for that abomination. Baraka from Mortal Kombat 2. Yeah, the freaking useless blonde girl that didn't need to be in the movie. Which sequel out of the three do you like more? RoboCop 2, Terminator 2, or Terminator 2 because I saw that the most as a kid. Yeah, I saw it as a kid, guys. Predator 2 I saw only once a couple years ago. And I do enjoy RoboCop 2. I did see it in the theater a few months ago. They re-released it for the 30th anniversary and I laughed and I clapped at the end. But T2 is on another level, you know that. Like a Terminator 3, I like it. It's the first R-rated movie I saw in theaters by myself. Yeah, touch her face, Ethan. It's a soft face. 2 hours and 19 minutes, guys. And that was a Mission Impossible uh, Fallout. Awesome freaking movie. One of the best sequels of 2018. Right up there with Infinity War with the level of tension and epicness and long running time. But again, a character you could have cut out, which is that useless freaking Vanessa Kirby. If you cut her out of the movie, I would have been happy. Hopefully, she gets less screen time in the next one. Because what does she do? Tell me, guys, what does she do? Nothing. But anyway, guys, that's my live commentary. I'm going to stop it here in a few seconds. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments for people that were, you know, respectful. Terminator Dark Fate was trash. Yeah, I know. Do you like Watchmen? Yes, I do. I haven't seen the TV show. Superman 1978 movie was so long it should have been shorter. Yeah, it would have been. But there's the theatrical cut is fine with me. I know there's like a 3-hour cut that came out a few years ago, but I can wait. But here we go. I'm done. We're done with Mission Impossible. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. 2 hours and 20 some minutes. I'm glad I did this all by myself. See, you want something done, do it yourself, all by yourself. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting my channel, and thanks for the likes on my channel and the inboxes and notifications. You guys are awesome. I'm going to keep this summer going because we got another month of reviews and live commentaries well on the way. So thanks a lot, guys. See you in the next one. And broadcast, yeah.